afternoon again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of CONVO Confessions and Volitions. And today is a special day because we're going to meet my my dearest friend of mine way back in UP, and sobrang na-miss ko siya, sobrang looking forward to meet her face to face. Unfortunately, pandemic happened, no? So napigilan tayo pero hindi tayo pipigilin dito sa pagkakataong magkikita kami ngayon ng the one and only Gina Rani Marquez. Yay!
Hi,
Hello.
Joey. It's such a pleasure to see you again today.
Thank you so much for the invite, no? Kahit casual lang kasi sabi ko nga casual talk lang tayo today. We want to discover you more as a friend, lalo na marami din tayong pinagsamahan way back our college days, ganyan. And then ngayon na you are still associated with the University of the Philippines, Diliman, right? And nagtuturo ka pa rin under the English department, am I right? Yes, so makakasama natin siya for this episode. At sisimulan na natin by asking Gina, how are you now? Now that when pandemic broke in with us nung 2020 March, what happened? No, so ano na nangyari sa sa life mo and with your family, ganyan?
Yes, Joey, thanks for asking. I do remember the first week of the lockdown, we were supposed to see each other. That's when we were supposed to, meet up and catch up.
Yes.
Yeah, but as for many people, it's been a very difficult year. We've lost people close to us, right? Dear to us. But it's also been a time to be by ourselves, and
Yes.
it's a time to think about many things and to be reminded of profound ideas
Yes.
about the life we live and
Yes.
and the people who mean a lot to us. So it's been
Yes.
a time to think and to work on projects. Our work involves solitary adventures, right?
Yes.
It's the kind of work that we do. We think, we write, we work on a writing that is a solitary exercise, and
Yes.
it's been a time to do that.
Right.
Of course, technology allows us to catch up with dear friends from different parts of the world. So we've
Yes.
also been doing that, digitally mediated conversations with friends.
Right. So now, I mean, you're in Manila now.
Yes, I'm in Metro Manila.
Oh, okay. And how do you cope with the situation? Of course, you seldom go out, no? Like, of course, you cook food, you take care of the kids, and because kung di nyo alam, si Gina Rani Marquez po ay may family po na of course taking care of, and at the same time on the side ay siya ay professor po. So how do you juggle those?
Well, Joey, if you remember, even during our college days, di ba, sa UP, marami talaga tayong ginagawa, sabay-sabay.
Yes,
Diba? I'm
yes.
sure hindi mo makakalimutan yan. We were studying, but we were also involved in theatrical productions
Yes.
campus, in our beloved campus. So ganun din, as we grow older, we learn to manage our activities and to embrace our multifaceted selves, I think.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's easy, but
Yes.
we need to learn to be organized to do that,
Mm-mm.
dahil marami talaga tayong ginagampanan. We have
Mm-mm.
multiple roles. I am grateful that I am a mother of two boys. I am also
No.
a wife. I've been a wife for 21 years.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I am grateful that my books are here with me, although we've lost many books during the FC fire, no, but
Ah,
some of the books are still here, and we
yes.
still have we can carve out time to think and to write. This
Yes.
year, I was asked to no, not asked, but I got emails again about pieces of work, that essays that I've submitted for
Oh,
apologies. So I took some time to work on that, and to look forward then to look
yes.
forward to seeing the work in the upcoming anthologies.
Yes.
Meron ding lumabas in an anthology, pero inabutan nga ng pandemic eh. So hindi
Oo.
nag-launching, but the book is out. So ganon, tuloy-tuloy lang tayo like you
Yeah.
kahit pandemya.
Oo. Ano ba 'tong mga topics na you got in, no? Yung mga sinusulat mo na essays.
Yes, Joey. I've been working on Mindanao, northern Mindanao. Yung aking essay, The River of Gold, is about that. Is drawing on my memory of living there.
Yes.
And also using notions about language and thought, language and the mind, and configurations of meaning,
Yeah.
right? In the words that we use, using those ideas as a prism, as to look into personal experiences.
Yes.
Living
Ganda.
in northern Mindanao. And it's such a wonderful thing to do when I'm sure hindi lang writers ang gumagamit ng memory, right? Artists
Yes.
like you. In fact, it's one chapter in Anne Bogart's book.
Yes.
Diba?
Correct. Sa viewpoints niya.
Yes, memory. So
Memory.
to remember, and it was very interesting for me to see that when I did that, what I remembered was a myth. Okay, and that led me to quite an adventure. No?
Oo nga.
See that even one of our writers, Philippine writers in English, NVM Gonzalez, spoke of respect
Yes.
for our mythic past. Nandun siya, bahagi siya, and it's so much a part of our lives and who we are.
Yes.
So that I explored in my work.
Ganda. And ano to, parang several pieces, hindi lang naman isa, no? You get to expand it ba? Ganon?
Yes. I look into how, concepts are mental representations, right? Of our ideas, and words in our languages embody these concepts. So pinag-aaralan natin yan, and it's so exciting to do this here because we are multilingual. We do not live in a monolingual world, and even our world is ceasing to be a monolingual world.
Exactly.
And there's so much to do in the Philippines. We certainly celebrate the diversity of languages in our country. Isa yan, kung lumaki tayo na meron pa tayong ibang wika na alam, no?
Oo.
Maaari natin yung pag-aralan, halukayin yung mga kahulugan ng mga konseptong yan, and we will discover so much about who we are, in relation to how we remember, and we will see that it's just a rich source of material even for creative work.
Oo, ang ganda. Ang ganda.
Pursuing, very organic for me.
Yes. And I'm sure that is one of your strengths now, no, na talagang hinubog ka, no, sa pag-evaluate ng language, na kung saan yung lugar like the northern Mindanao would somehow be your like your location of choice, no? And buti meron kang access doon, no, sa kanila. As to why, bakit nagkaroon ka ng access, no, sa northern Mindanao?
Oh my, this is very personal. So I really love to share with you. I was brought there as a child. I did write about that in my essay, The River of Gold. And I grew up there and I met some of the most wonderful people in my life there.
Ganda.
Yeah. Doon ako lumaki. And kasama na doon yung wika, no? Yung pananalita. But when I was brought there, my mom brought me there. I'm an only child. So mag-isa ako. And I didn't know the language when I got there, but I learned it because I was a child. So alam mo naman, ang mga bata, no, pag natuto na ng wika, you really learn it and you use it with your friends and the people you grow up with. And for me, sila na yung naging pamilya ko eh. Kasi those are years and years of just living there. And yun, it's a time for me to draw from the memory of that, of growing up there. And thinking about the stories we grew up with, the myths we grew up with, and thinking about, differences in the words that we use, the words that have become a part of our lives. There's a semanticist, her name is Anna Versbishka. She was talking about living in languages. And I think that's such an interesting notion to think about, that we actually live in our languages. We don't just learn a language. Hindi naman tayo yung nag-aral lang ng wika tapos kailangan lang natin for an instrumental purpose. These are languages we really live in. So we think in these languages, and we can think about, certain configurations that are very, very specific to our culture, that sometimes we take for granted because we speak many languages. Our minds, inhabit the worlds of these languages, and there's just so much to do. So I just started with one concept, yung kaulaw. The closest I think in Filipino would be hiya. And why it's such an important concept in our culture. So dun ako nagsimula, but then because it's a creative project, it became a very personal analysis, very personal engagement with the concept.
Ganda. So at remember, ang language sumasalamin to sa cultural identity, no, ng isang community, no, specifically yan diyan sa area ng Northern Mindanao ay napakalakas ng language, no. Language representation, and nagtutugma siguro yung pag-iisip natin, because sabi ko nga parang siguro this is also a good opportunity for us, no, with our age, na talagang medyo lalalim at lalalim, kasi dati gusto lang naman tayo makagawa ng mga bagay, diba, na very simple, and eventually pala habang nagkakaedad ka, nagmamature din yung kasimplehan, let's say, let's say the memory, yung kasimplehan ng memory ay nakakapagbigay actually ng very enriching knowledge for us, no, as Filipinos, and for the communities that could inspire the others, no, the other communities and the other Filipinos who also study, no, specifically language. Kung hindi natin, kung pwede ka namin tanungin, Gina, how of course you got in UP, no, and what course did you take ba there sa UP, and then para makita nila yung track na kaya siya interested sa ganito. Sige nga, kwento mo.
So nagsimula tayo English Studies Language, right? That's when I met you.
Yes.
But I was also very interested in theater. Doon tayo nagtagpo, no?
Okay. Teka muna, so paano sa theater na talaga tayo? Could you still remember in what particular, yung kinatax ba to? Yung or not even?
Yeah,
Parang may...
we did no exit. We did no exit.
Yes, with Tax Rotaki as your director.
Frustrations.
And then,
Frustration.
okay,
1990.
Dulaang UP.
Yeah, yes. Mga dulaang UP.
Oh,
Hindi tayo nagkasama sa UP Shakespeare Company, no, Joey?
Oo, hindi eh. But you did a couple of Shakespeare under the UP Shakespeare Company.
Shakespeare Company.
Ni Sir Jonas Sebastian.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So talagang napunta ka din talaga sa sa theater arts, no, in particular.
Yes, but the degree program to which I belong is the English Studies Language. So we take linguistics courses there.
Oh, all right.
Yung mga core courses niya, no? Nandiyan na yung phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics.
Okay.
Yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina, yan naman ay usapin sa semantics.
Semantics,
right?
Yes.
Like specific configurations of concepts, specific to cultures. Yan ay usapin sa semantics. We look into the relationship between language and culture, and also language and the mind.
Oo, ganda. And then
I did a master's degree in creative writing naman.
Oh, here saan mo kinuha to?
Diliman also.
Sa
yes.
Diliman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, and this is why I have a creative self also to pursue, and as well as academic pursuits to pursue. So I find joy in looking for ways to put them together.
Oo, ang ganda. Ang ganda ng combination.
Concerns in linguistics, but expression in creative writing.
Oo. Galing, ganda. And kaya siguro sa dami ng libro na nasa likod mo, I'm sure naman sa dami ng nabasa mo, kumbaga parang na-germinate mo ba ito sa iyong mga kids? Or do your kids understand what you're doing? No, of course they know that you're a teacher, but what specific disciplines or professions under that field, under the education that you are into? Alam nila yon?
Oh yes, they are very much involved in what I do. They're welcome here in my happy space. But I do not impose anything on them. I think they should flourish where they are. I think they should pursue they should pursue whatever it is that they are designed to be.
Yes.
So sila yon, that is their path. I will not impose these books on them.
Correct.
They're not interested. So my eldest son is...
Ilan taon na ba siya?
He's 18.
80, ang laki na.
Yeah.
So talagang pa-college na, gano'n, or college na?
Grade 12.
Oh, grade 12.
Visual orientation niya, but he's also interested in the arts, and I'm very happy to see that. Yeah, but he searched his own path. And,
right.
I do believe that God designed him to be who he is, and
right.
Whatever that design is, he has to discover.
Yes.
Of course, I can help him discover that, and I try to be very supportive of his interests. Yeah, but I cannot force him to read the books that I love.
Pero pumapasok ba siya dyan sa space mo, tas bumubuting-ting siya ng mga books na, Ma, can I read this? Or something? Wala pa naman, di pa naman.
When he was young, yes.
Okay.
Oo. Kaya lang ngayon, we live in a digital world, right?
Iba na.
My books are also in a digital library.
Yes. Oo nga.
Yeah, but what I do is, because I also love to get books for friends and for my family. When I see books on the visual arts, I get them for him.
Okay.
Of course, that he would read them.
Oo, nakakatuwa. And then the youngest naman, ilan naman ang taon na?
My youngest son is 12.
12.
Okay. Mahilig sa music, pero mahilig din sa science. So,
Okay.
no pressure for him to decide what he's gonna do with his life. Pero
Yes.
yun ang dalawang interest niya. So, I enjoy getting him musical instruments naman
Oo.
for him to use.
Alright. So, pero bakit ako nagka-idea na parang umalis ka ng bansa or lumipat, nag-migrate ka na sa ibang bansa? Meron bang ganong like story of you?
Well, in the 90s, yes, I had a British Council grant to go to the United Kingdom. And then, well, prior to that, meron pa yung Singapore International Foundation.
Yeah.
It's called the ASEAN Student Fellowship. That, if you remember, and then 1997, the British Council grant to go to the UK.
Yeah.
Norwich. And then after that, I really found myself fully engaged with the place, no, sa London. So meron pang mga series of
kaya.
sa London and then Manchester, I think. And then, yun na, balik-balik to, and then when I got married, sometimes I would go with my husband. Meron siyang doon, business trips to Europe and in other places. So
Okay.
but yes.
Yeah. Pero buti Gina, na parang you parang you decided dito tayo sa Philippines tumira.
Well, as a wife, I am not in full control of all of my life decisions. Okay. My husband has a career in biotechnology here.
Okay. All right.
So yun yung career niya. Nandito yung kumpanya that he met.
Okay.
So kailangan siya dito.
Ayun.
Yeah. So when I would leave the country, I would come back.
Correct. So kumbaga ito talaga yung ano mo talaga, I'm the primary location mo for now.
For now, yes. Alam mo yung Joey, yung pagta-take off ng career of a spouse.
Yes.
Merong timing din
Yes, timing. Correct.
Other spouse. So we'll see. We're looking into how, these trajectories would somehow work together.
Yes.
As a couple. Kasi 21 years.
Oo nga ang tagal na, no? And I'm looking forward na makilala ko siya, no, sa sa mga susunod. And talagang sobrang hindi tayo nabigyan ng chance because we were two very busy people, no, with two separate lives, no. Talagang nag-oppose to each other's schedule. At least ngayon, 'di ba, kahit sa virtual nabigyan tayo ng chance, and eventually nga through this I can meet your family, the hubby, of course. I'm sure magkakasundo kami niyan, and your kids, no, na ang lalaki na, grabe, so ganun nakatagal.
18 and 12. Yeah.
My gosh. Pero you look so beautiful. You look so young pa rin, Gina. And hindi sa mga hindi nakakaalam. Sorry, I have to reveal. Alam ko humble ka, pero nung time na nag-aaral ako pa, kasi delayed ako dahil siya ideal si Gina. So graduate siya ng summa cum laude. Sorry, I have to brag that. Kasi ngayon lang ako nagkaroon ng friend, summa cum laude. So sabi ko, I have to treasure this person kasi vinalue niya yung education, which I think up to now you're still having that as as your passion and your dedication towards the education as a profession. And as a discipline, no, hindi lang profession, pati talagang part ng way of life mo na to, no? At nakita ko yung development mo from, sabi ko, my gosh, summa cum laude. Sorry, I have to ask, Anong average mo?
Average grade?
Sorry. Kasi
Uh,
yung final nung tinawag kang summa cum laude, for you to get a summa cum laude, ano pala yung grade na acquire mo?
I'm not 100% sure. It must be something like 1.02. Parang ganun.
Grabe,
But
sobra. Halos pinerfect mo na. Or bakit 1.02? So may isa na hindi? May isa lang na hindi uno? Ganon?
1.02 or 1.20. I'm not certain about that. Hindi ko na
Okay.
kino-compute, Joey.
Ay, hindi ba nakalagay doon sa parang, I don't know, transcript or sa diploma?
I
No.
can check. I can check.
Okay. So, syempre nakalimutan kaya nga ganun siya, guys. Parang hindi nga iniinda yun. Actually, nahihiya siya pag binabanggit yun. Pero sa totoo, sa generation niya, siya ang pinakamatalino po. So, and napaka-humble. Ang talino na nga, tapos sobrang humble pa. So, sa kapalulugar, di ba? So anyway, you did not expect that. Or you were
No,
just like being natural about it.
no.
Yung
I am grateful that I was enjoying what I was learning.
yon, yon.
Oh, and learning is something I enjoy.
Oo.
And I hope we can also help others enjoy it too.
Exactly.
Hindi naman talaga lahat ng subjects, Joey, masaya. Di ba? Hindi naman
Oo
lahat.
naman.
Pero may
Oo.
mga subjects na talaga mind-blowing and masarap pag-aralan. Ngayon, yung mga subjects na hindi masyadong masaya, I felt that I had to be responsible and still really give my best shot.
Mm-mm.
Because my mom's a single parent.
Yes.
And I'm an only child, and she sent me to school to study. So no pressure from her when she was still around. She's no longer with us, but no pressure naman from her. But I just felt that it was something I had to do also for her.
Yeah.
It was a responsibility. So yun na naging medyo malinaw sa akin na kailangang pagbutihin ang pag-aaral because I knew that it was also important to her.
Yes.
Kami lang naman dalawa.
Oh.
Single parent siya and
Yes.
wala naman ako din kapatid. So isa yun, I think that was one of the driving forces there as a student. But yun na nga, hindi niya ako pinilit to pursue a degree that I wasn't interested in.
Yes.
So I'm very grateful to her for that. No, walang pilitan. And I was enjoying what I was learning. I was genuinely interested in what I was learning as a student. So nakatulong yun.
Yes. And alam ng kids that, you got the summa cum laude, and all that.
Yeah, alam nila.
Oh my gosh, the pressure and all. Wala. Hindi naman.
No pressure. No pressure. I mean, they have to be who they are.
Yun eh. Yun ang maganda kay Gina. Kung paano siya binigyan ng kalayaan ng kanyang ina sa pagpili ng profession na gusto mong tahakin, ganun ka din sa anak mo. And ang ganda rin. Of course, gina-guide mo sila kung may mga tanong sila, no? Kunyari, kung ito yung profession ko, ano bang kailangan ko, mga ganon. So I'm sure nagbibigay ka rin ng advices.
Oh yes, definitely. We're buddies. We call each other buddies.
Oo. Ano ba to, parehong boys or parehong
boys eh. Parehong boys.
Parehong boys. So
kwentuhan yan, yung kwentuhan, know.
Naku, I'm sure ang pogi-pogi nito, Gina. Naku, dapat siguro baka pwede nang pumasok sa ASAP or sa or sa GMA. So sabihan mo lang kami, tutulong kami kung gusto nila mag-showbiz. Open na open tayo dyan, no? Tingnan mo naman si Atom Aurelio, diba? Kasama lang natin in his younger years. Ngayon nag-full-time na talaga siya. But as a broadcast journalist naman.
Yes, oo.
Diba?
Macbeth yata yun, di ba? 1990.
Yeah, oo. Kasama siya. Siya yung bata doon, no?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was an Alex Cortez production,
Yes,
1990.
kay Mama Alex, correct. So talagang lumaki sa atin, no, sa Dulaang UP family, lumaki doon, no. And nakakatuwa kasi ngayon, 'di ba? Nakikita na lang natin siya sa news, no, nasa broadcast din siya under GMA. So ganon. So now that you have updated us kung ano yung ginagawa mo aside from teaching, of course, what do you teach mo undergrad? Mga undergrad ba ito?
Huli kong tinuruan was a grad class, advanced semantics.
Alright. So,
But yun, ang ginagawa ko is talagang nag-aaral on my own and pursuing both academic and creative self.
oo, ang ganda, ang galing. Tapos siguro ma-share mo din saan ba namin pwedeng ma-access, makabili, no, kung electronic book ba siya or hard copy books ba ng mga works mo, Gina?
Okay. Yung isa, one is called Beyond Words. I think it's at the bookshop at the Cultural Center of the Philippines. Dati available yan sa Rockwell fully book. And
Fully book, okay.
It's a fully book BGC. I don't know if it's still available there. And then yung bagong labas is an anthology edited by Luna Sikat and Joey Bakiran.
Okay.
Lapat. I have
Lapat.
a story there. Yeah. And then yung isa naman, anthology edited by Ricky de Ungria, Jaime Anlim, and Cristina Godinez Ortega. Mindanao Harvest 4. Okay.
Mindanao Harvest.
Yun, yeah, that's the other anthology.
Okay.
Where my essay appears. And then the other one is in Likaan. I think it's Likaan 6, Journal of Contemporary Philippine Literature. Yeah. Nandun yung The River of Gold. And
ito
then
yun.
2 anthologies coming up. These are edited by Roland Tolentino and Romel Rodriguez. Yun
yung okay. It's all written ba in English? Or
yung The River of Gold is in English. Beyond Words, yun, multilingual yan, may mga translations yun.
Okay.
And yung Lapat is interesting. It's a collection of stories in English and Filipino.
Wala ka bang sample dyan? I mean, yung hard book, wala ka dyan sa bookshelf mo? Na nandyan, wala dyan?
Oh, this is Lapat. Ito yung yung bagong labas na anthology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Si Ma'am Luna Sikat pala ang editor, ganon?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Joey
Bakiran, of course. Ay, sige, hahanap ako niyan.
Also Francis Kina.
Okay, Francis Kina. Sa UP Press ba yan? UP Press? No.
Ito, Komisyon sa Wikang Filipino and
yeah, I know that. KWF, kay Dr. Arthur Casanova.
Yeah, ito.
Ayun, alright. Ay, nakakatuwa. Kukuha ako niyan because I also collect books. Oo, kakatuwa naman. Kukuha ako niyan.
Masarap magbasa sa panahong ito eh.
Oo, totoo. Pero alam mo ba, Gina, talagang medyo madami na din akong nako-collect na mga e-books.
Oh, yes.
Oo, kasi 'di ba ngayon ganun na yung medium, no? Naka-electronic na. So,
kami namang magbasa.
Oo.
Kahit digital, nasasanay na rin tayo.
Oo, ako nasasanay na rin, no? Yun nga lang, kumakapal na yung salamin ko. Ikaw ba wala kang salamin or naka-contact lens ka?
Meron. Glasses tayo.
Okay. Reading. Pero reading glass yan.
Reading, yeah.
Okay. Kumbaga parang yung malayo, normal pa rin sa'yo pag tumitingin ka malayo. Ano?
Because I had LASIK surgery done.
Oh, okay.
Kailan ba to? Almost 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Kasi nung nasa teatro tayo, naka-contacts ako noon.
Oo nga.
perform, kailangan
Nakakon.
walang glasses, hindi ako makakita eh.
Okay.
So, I had basic surgery done. Mga,
Oh,
10 years
okay
ago.
naman na ngayon.
Yes, but we still need reading glasses.
Ito na. Okay. All right. So tama nga na at least nalaman natin yung mga books mo beyond words. Meron kang lapat. Kasi they can avail of that, no? Guys, magaling po siyang manunulat. Mindanao Harvest 4. Kilala ko si Dr. Jaime Anlim. He used to be my dean in Far Eastern University. Love na love ko si Dean Anlim. So, syempre pasaway ako sa kanya, no? The usual. Alam niya yun na ako pag siguro. Oo, so alam mo yung parang prodigal son, ganon. Ganon ako sa kanya. Pero I love him so much kasi sobrang creative. Creative siya. Ano yan?
Ito yung kanyang, isa sa kanyang mga edited anthologies.
Oo, Mindanao Harvest 4. Kasi compilation siya, it's anthology.
It's an anthology of work by writers writing about Mindanao.
Mindanao, kaya nga eh. Nako, kukuha ako ng ganyan kasi gusto ko talaga magbasa ng mga ganyan. And itong Likhaan 6, no, yung River of Gold na gusto ko rin mabasa soon. Of course, ako naggagawa ng paraan para makakuha ng mga works mo. But of course, we will not just talk about your works and your academic life. Maganda din syempre balansehin natin with personal life. Pero yung personal naman natin, hindi naman yung sobrang personal na para lang kunyari yung yun nga, yung mahilig ka ba magluto, ganun, or nagpa-plants ka ba, ganyan, or do you do your laundry? So who is Gina Rani Marquez when inside the house? Parang ganon. And siguro pwede mong i-connect doon sa nung bata ka kasi o ganito yung pagpapalaki sa'yo. And so parang medyo syempre na-extend mo na rin yan sa kids mo and sa family.
Yeah, ngayon, pandemya. So we live in a condo and mahigpit ang admin.
Okay.
Sila nagpapapasok. I think you know that, right?
Right.
Sa mga establishments na ganito,
right.
They control the influx of people. So kailangan mo talagang kumilos. At cooking naman is something I've always enjoyed, even as a child. Ini-enjoy ko naman yun.
Ano ba favorite mong lutuin?
Iba ito ng mga ipinagluluto ko. Yung asawa ko mahilig talaga yan sa lutong Pilipino. So ang paborito niya is sinigang. So kailangan ko siyang ipagluto ng sinigang. Yung mga anak ko mahilig din sa pasta at sa seafood. So kung ano yung gusto nila, yun yung ipinagluluto ko para sa kanila.
Okay.
So,
plants,
nako, hindi ako binihiyaan ng tinatawag nating green thumb. Natutuwa ako sa halaman, yes. Pero mas marunong yung asawa ko pagdating sa mga plants.
Pets.
Wala, Joey.
Hindi rin kayo nakahiligan sa pets, no? Parang kami dito sa bahay, hindi rin kami mahilig sa pets. Pero yung kunyari yung family ng kapatid ko, may aso sila, may dog, ganyan. So, yun lang. Parang, pero yung mag-aalaga sa bahay, hindi rin kayo, you're not into it.
Hindi. Yung mga anak ko, inilagaan ko. That's what to do. Diba? If you're a working woman, malaking trabaho yun.
Totoo yun.
Masaya, pero hindi madali.
Correct. Paano yung mga laundry? Ganyan, may kasambahay ba kayo?
That was what I was saying. Mahigpit ngayon eh. So dati kasi meron yung tinatawag nating stay out, yung pumupunta sa atin, no? Ngayon, ipinagbabawal na yon sa mga
totoo.
So pinagbabawal. Kaya talaga kailangan matuto tayo yung gagawa.
Grabe. So napaka-hardworking talaga. At tulong-tulong naman for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kasi malalaki na. 18 years old na, tsaka 12.
Oo eh.
So,
So,
tama lang na
oo.
system ay
But syempre,
makapahagi.
alam mo na intriga ako kasi condo ka eh, no? Nasa condo ka. So, parang isang floor ba yan? Or parang may mga condo kasi na may parang 2 floors, ganun? Parang
Loft, oo.
ganan? Oo, parang...
Yes. Well, it's compact. So I think that's one of the things that helps us navigate our complex world. No?
Yes.
Kasi pwede kang magtrabaho sa isang lugar. Trabaho meaning magsulat, mag-isip, right?
Yes.
Magbasa.
Oo.
And then kung kailangan mo na magluto, andyan lang. Malapit lang.
Yeah.
Yung iyong area naman for cooking. And
Kaya nga eh.
yeah, it's a compact space, and that helps me navigate all the responsibilities that I need to fulfill.
Oo. Tama. Pero itong yung nasa likod mo na shelf, pinagawa.
Wala, separate space. Yeah, yes, Joey. Kasi
Pinagawa, oo.
matagal-tagal na rin tayong nag-iipon ng mga libro. At,
oo Mabubuhay ka ba nang wala siya?
Parang hindi.
Okay. So, hindi ka papayag na gawin na siyang electronic kasi 'di ba yun nga eh parang may duplication na ako eh. Ako kasi may
mga kasi na hawakan, napakaganda ng pagkaka-layout. May mga books kasi na talagang na-enjoy natin pag nahahawakan natin.
Totoo.
Meron naman na talagang kahit sa digital platform pwede lang natin basahin.
Totoo.
Pero may mga books na napakaganda. Halimbawa, this is a book on mythology.
Okay.
Yeah, like this book for instance. Tingnan mo yung
ang ganda nga.
ng,
Oo. Parang naka-emboss.
Oo, di ba? The digital copy will not be able to
Oo nga. At saka sa fully book mo ba nabili yan?
Saan ba ito? Oo, yes.
Yeah, kasi dinidream ko mabili yan, hindi ko mabili.
Diba yung mahawak-hawakan natin?
Oo.
Sarap niyang basahin.
Sarap, oo. At saka mythology yan eh. Kumbaga, source of our creativity yan eh. So, pag binabasa mo pa ulit-ulit yan, nag-iiba-iba yung versions na lumalabas, no? Ang ganda. Kaya timeless, no? Ang books talaga.
And timeless. We have a mythic past. It's so much a part of ours as Filipinos.
Yun na nga eh.
Yan, makikita natin yan sa akda ni NVM Gonzalez. He did write about that, about mythology and creativity. And many other writers have.
Yes. And I'm pretty much sure, Gina, in the future, mythology, Gina Rani Marquez. Possible, di ba?
I discovered when I was writing about Northern Mindanao, hindi ko naman plinano to pursue a work about myths. I was just drawing from my memory of growing up there as a child.
Yes.
And that's what came out. You know, we grew up. You know, we grew up being told stories of a golden fish in our midst. Ganon. Ganon kami lumaki. So, yun talaga yung lumabas. It was very organic. And then later, I discovered na ganun nga. Later, I discovered that we do grow up with such myths.
Yes. At saka marami yan for sure, Gina. Hindi lang yun. I'm sure there will be like, a wealth of stories, no? Organic stories like you were growing up na madidiscover mo na, oo nga, ito din.
Yes.
Na part din siya. And then, ito na naman. Hanggang sa makakabuo ka na ng mythology for all we know.
And then, pag uwi ko doon, pinakilala ako dito sa isang tao na sabi niya, naging eyewitness siya. he saw our golden fish emerge from our river. So I find that really, really fascinating. Yun yung kwento ng
the River of Gold.
Dito sa Mindanao, this is called Gahum. Yes, the River of Gold. The River of Gold is where I told the story of that fish.
Okay.
Fish, but then I think a couple of years later, I met this man who said he saw it himself.
Oh my
Ganun
gosh.
Yung ganitong mga kwento.
Oo.
Buhay doon.
Ganda.
At maraming bahagi ng Pilipinas. So, yun, that's when I wrote about this man in this collection.
Oo, ang ganda, ang ganda. And kung I mean, pumupunta ka ba doon sa Northern Mindanao?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry kasi I've been to, I don't know if it's Northern or Southern na. I'm gonna mention this town. It's called Dumingag.
Saan?
Dumingag, Zamboanga del Sur. Because I went there for a workshop. Actually, magsusulat ako ng article about it, no? And because I'm dealing with intergenerational solidarity, IGS. So parang gusto kong magkaroon ng materials on IGS using media and education. And it brought me back to my memory na nag-conduct pala ako ng workshop across all generation. Bakit? Kasi may matanda talaga, and then may bata, may mga teachers, no, may senior na teachers, yung gitnang teachers, no, na middle age, and then may mga bago ang babatang teachers, no, 19, 20, no, na mga teachers. So parang na-evaluate ko na parang may relevansya ngayon sa akin, no? Because I'm dealing with intergenerational solidarity nga in education. Because I'm taking up educational management and leadership. Lumabas yon na may pangangailangan tayo ng ganon dito sa bansa natin. Lalo na kailangan magkasundo-sundo ng across all generation, which I think is also dealt with family, 'di ba? Sa family napapag-usapan 'yan, 'di ba? Across all generation, ano ang hindrances, ano ang gaps in between them, ba't nagkakaroon ng pa rin miscommunication and also. Pero ito, with media and education, so tinitingnan natin through the learning capabilities ng across all generation, using media and education, kasi media is also an instrument for us to be educated, right? And to be informed.
Yes.
So kaya, dahil nandun din naman ako at exposed ako doon, so gusto ko siyang gawan ng parang bridging, no? Parang connection. So I'm into that. And naisip ko bigla yung Dumingag nga, the Dumingag culture. Well, it's the Zamboanga del Sur. So pag sinabi mong Northern Mindanao, ano naman ito? Ano talaga yung specific na town ba or location?
Northern Mindanao, that's what we call the gateway, no, to Mindanao. So nandito yung Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis Oriental, yung strip na yan. Nandyan yung Butuan, at marami pang lugar.
Oo. And specifically yung sayo, yung
Cagayan de Oro City. Cagayan de Oro
sa
City. CDO, yes. I was brought there as a child because my mom had to be there for her career.
Yeah.
At naging kapamilya ko na yung mga taga roon. At natutuwa ako pag tinatanong nila ako kung kailan ako uuwi. Ang sarap ng pakiramdam kasi yun na yung naging hometown ko.
Tama.
Kahit dito ako pinanganak sa Metro Manila, yun na yung, this is what I conceive of as my...
At saka nakapunta na ako ng Cagayan de Oro. Alam mo ba, kasi meron tayong kasamahan sa theater, si Miles Sanchez, taga CDO siya, si Miles at saka si Aino. Magkapatid yun, actually kambal, parang na singers din, no, under UP Singing Ambassadors, if I'm not mistaken. kasamahan natin, taga CDO din. So nakapunta kami ni na Voltaire de Jesus, no? Syempre kilala mo pa itong mga binabanggit ko, si na Volts, si Master Voltaire na i-interviewin ko din siya soon. Kailan ba siya nakaschedule? Sa 26. Sa 26, si Voltaire. So of course, kasi mga dearest friends yung gine-guest ko dito sa Convo kasi nga yung mga usapin natin. So, nakakatuwa no kasi parang na-reveal sa akin yung expansion of yourself, no? Kasi dati syempre nakikilala ko lang yun dahil tayo lang magkasama tayo, but yung family mo now I get to know them, no? And then itong extension mo sa Cagayan de Oro, which is your hometown, ay talaga ding na-informed ako of it, and nakakatuwa na ang lawak mo pala, Gina. Akala ko kasi parang taga-US ka, ganun. Kasi mistisa ka nga, tapos kulot-kulot yung buhok mo. Sabi ko, naku, hindi taga dito to. And I miss the curly hair. Namimiss mo ba yun? Grabe, artistahin ka nun talaga. Yung, diba, Gina? Ngayon, pero mahaba pa rin ba ang buhok mo dyan?
Medyo mahaba pa rin naman.
Mahaba pa rin. Okay. Grabe, namimiss ko yun. Yun ang namimiss ko yun, of course. And with your very simple lang shirt, diba? Shirt and the maong na talagang sabi ko, ano to, talagang free-spirited, thinker to. Pero sino amongst your colleagues in UP, parang may barkada ka dyan if I'm not mistaken. Of course, aside from the performing arts, meron kang mga naging tropa-tropa dyan, di ba, sa English department sa UP?
Sa teatro, I'm still in touch with Stella kasi kasabay kami sa UP Repertory Company.
Yes.
So, yeah, we still keep in touch.
Yes, tama. Member ka rin kasi ng UP Repertory Company of Sir Ben Cervantes, of course, the founder. No? And then, yeah, tama.
And then si Arlene Lupas naman sa UP Shakespeare Company.
Okay.
But, yeah, we lost her to cancer. One of the most difficult.
Ito lang, recently lang ba?
A couple of years ago, before the pandemic.
Before the pandemic.
At
saka si Sir Jonas, di ba? Matagal na ba si Sir Jonas? Parang recently lang naman din, di ba?
I don't remember the year.
Parang but definitely before pandemic. Pandemic. Parang, si Sir Jonas. And then si din di ba? Lito Kasahe, if you know Lito Kasahe.
We didn't get to work.
Okay. But he's the playwright, no? Alam ko, nag-pass on din siya because eto lang, recently lang. So, meron tayong mga kasamahan talaga na recently lang din.
Joey, minsan talaga, no? Sunod-sunod, and we really see the ironies of life, and we are reminded of that metaphor in the book of James, that the vapor metaphor for life. Life is a vapor that appears for a little while and then vanishes.
Yes.
And talaga, we are constantly reminded of that. I also lost a friend. Ganito, magka-Zoom call din kami, and it's based in Berlin, taga-UP rin. Kasama ko dun sa Singapore International Foundation Student ASEAN Fellowship in the 90s. And the friendship has persisted through the years. Eto, siya pa yung nag-aalala sa mga narito sa Pilipinas dahil sa COVID-19 nga. And then he had an accident sa gym. He was just in the gym and he fell. Sa aming mga magkakaibigan, no, siya yung healthy, siya yung fit, and all of a sudden he was gone. So yan yung mga malulungkot na mga pangyayari.
Instant, no?
Yeah. Ang bilis ng mga pangyayari.
Oo, ang bilis ng pangyayari. Kaya nga but do you get affected every time?
Of course, grief is very real. Sometimes I think my mom's passing was a sort of a rehearsal for grief. Diba, masakit talaga mawala ng magulang.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
kahit alam naman talaga nating darating tayo sa panahon yun,
Mm.
pero pag nangyari, we really go through a certain period of sadness. Although we take comfort in knowing where they are, but somehow that prepared me for the series of losses during the pandemic. I would like to think that she was spared from the horror of this
Yeah.
Period, but I sort of now looking back think of it as some kind of a rehearsal for grief. When you go through that period and you see then what it's like to
Yeah.
lose someone you love.
Yeah.
Somehow it's a preparation for understanding loss.
Yeah.
Pero masakit pa rin every time it happens.
Oo eh. Lalo na kung malapit sa'yo, no?
Yes.
And you have never seen the person for quite some time. Tapos mababalitaan mo na lang. So, nakakapag-acquire ka ba ng fears? Ganon? Or do you call it fears? Or kung may stage fright tayo na tinatawag on stage, no, every time before we get out of the stage, no, ganun meron ka bang ganon sa actual na buhay mo?
I think fear is a part of life, di ba? Nandyan talaga.
Sa atin lahat. Oo.
Yeah, yes, but we wouldn't want it to take control of our lives.
Oo, right.
Yun ang nais kong iwasan, for it to be in control of my life, because I know it would destroy me.
Yes.
So, I draw strength from my faith.
Yes.
And really ask God for the courage to face life, without being controlled by fear and anxiety. Hindi naman yun ganun kadali, because we live in such a difficult time. It's such a turbulent time in the history of not just the Philippines, but the world.
Yes.
And this is why we also need to draw strength, I believe, from a bigger force, and to understand that we are not to let fear, for instance, take control of our mind and our spirit.
Totoo. Ganda nung sinabi mo. And ang dami kasi natin, alam mo, may mga friends tayo who fought with yung mga cancer, di ba? If you know Ricky Ibe, di ba? I am going to interview him tomorrow. Grabe din yung pinagdaanan niya, no? Ricky Ibe is part of the UP Repertory Company.
Yes,
so,
yes,
I'm sure magkukwento yon sa kanyang episode. And marami tayong mga kasamahan na may mga pinagdaanan, no? While of course before pandemic and now ngayon, sa panahon ngayon, nakikita mo ba yung do you still plan for your future, and of course the future of your family and with the kids, despite having this very gloomy atmosphere because it's still pandemic?
Yes, Joey. Nakasanayan ko rin kasi talaga, to have a planner and to calendar activities in my life. Nakasanayan ko yon. But now, of course, we understand that we live in such uncertain times and that we have to deal with constant change. At yung change na nangyari sa buhay natin, this is not incremental change. It was a very drastic change. Biglang-bigla yung mga pangyayari. But yes, Joey, I find it very helpful for me to still plan the year, plan the month, plan the weeks. But I have to commit these plans to a higher being, knowing that I am not in full control of my life.
Yes.
But I still can plan, but I know that I do not hold my tomorrows. I know that it can just be taken away from me any day. Yeah, so it's still helpful for me to think about what the coming weeks will be like, but I do not let that plan control me. as
Yeah.
much as possible. Diba?
Totoo.
Dahil nga napaka uncertain ng panahon eh. Ang daming mga bigla-bigla na lang nangyayari.
Totoo.
At things that are beyond our control.
Yeah. So syempre yung mga kids mo, nag-online classes sila, no? At
Yes.
ongoing na, kumbaga ongoing na. So they're kind of busy na. Was there a time na nag-open sila na, Ma, what's happening with our world? Or bakit ang bata pa namin ma-experience to? Medyo kawawa.
Oo.
Kawawa din sila eh.
Kasi bata pa yan eh. Kaya every weekend may kalaro, tumatakbo, nagtataguan. Kahit naman nasa city tayo, children still run around and play.
Yes.
You know? Hindi nga lang kasing ganda nung mga nasa lugar na may mga maraming puno at maraming takbuhan. Pero kahit papano dito, meron pa rin silang mga ganon na mga opportunities to be with other children. And then the pandemic happened and everything is now virtual for them. So yun na yung engagement nila. But I am grateful that they're making friends online. Yung panganay ko namang anak, gano'n na yung naging mundo niya. Yung mga, kasi lumipat siya na school eh. Napunta siya sa UST. Bigla-bigla ding nangyari yung pandemya. So lahat ng kaklase niya, halos lahat I think, no, hindi niya kakilala. But that's how he made friends. The digital space that they engage themselves in. Ganun na talaga yung naging mode ng interaction with others. I can see that it affects them, but I am grateful that they are learning to survive this kind of environment. And I hope that it's not just surviving that they will do, but they will also learn to thrive in it if this is what we will be living in for the next few years.
Correct. Okay. So, parang nakikita mo to ng matagal pa ba, Gina?
Possibly.
Parang it will take time, no? Hindi naman to agad-agad by next year, face-to-face na tayo. Parang gano'n.
Yes. As I said, we
gradual, no? Gradual.
Times. Yung akala natin, meron tayong hinaharap. All of a sudden, we realize we have to change direction.
Yes.
Because of the circumstances around us.
Correct.
That's the kind of world we live in now. So uncertain. But napakaganda nung tanong mo kanina, Joey, no? Do you still plan kahit ganitong kagulo yung mundo natin? And yes, my answer is yes.
Yes.
Pero iba na siguro yung proseso natin ng pagpaplano. We have to be very flexible now with the plans that we make.
Yes, totoo. At saka feeling ko kasi part of way of life mo siya eh. Nakalakihan mo siya kasi na nagpaplano ka, di ba? Nagka-calendar ka and all. And all of a sudden, because of the uncertainty, hindi mo naman pwedeng itigil din yun kasi lalo ka mai-imbalance. So, kailangan mo pa rin talagang ipagpatuloy siya. Despite the, interventions of uncertainty. And with, and parang feeling ko parang ano ka kasi organized, very, 'di ba, parang because you have a planner, so most probably may pagka-OC ka, ganon.
Kailangan dahil ang dami kong ginagawa sa buhay. That I have to perform multiple roles. So I really need to organize my space and my activities.
Yes.
I need to learn how to do that. Of course, constant learning yan, Joey.
Oo nga.
Exciting din naman sa akin na may mga natututunang bagong mga paraan.
Oo, totoo.
Color coding strategies, things like that.
Oo. Galing.
Nakakatuwa din namang matutunan at mapag-aralan. Dahil na kailangan, lalo na sa panahon ngayon na we really cannot get help.
Yes.
Dahil nga sa mga circumstances around us. So we really need to learn to do things ourselves. And just to be grateful. Kasama na sa planning every week. yung pagsulat ng mga ipinagpapasalamat po.
Oo.
So,
Ganda.
every week yun. Things I'm grateful for.
Yes.
I find it very helpful to just think about what I'm grateful for. I am
Yes.
grateful for each new day, Joey.
Yeah.
Para
Ganda.
laking biyaya na binibigyan pa ng isa pang
Oo. Totoo yun. Kasi lalo na sa panahon ngayon, kailangan talaga maging grateful sa paggising. No? Every time we wake up in the morning, malaking bagay na yun actually. No, kasi at least 'di ba, andito pa tayo sa mundo. So, kaya nga pupunta na tayo dito sa parang trivia. Medyo patapos na tayo, Gina. At ang dami-dami kong natutunan sa iyo. Sa buhay mo ngayon, yan na ano na ulit ako na familiarize na ako ulit sa lahat ng mga pinagkakaabalahan mo ngayon. So eto ang tanong ko, you just have to choose one dito sa dalawang to. So are you more into cafe or resto?
cafe.
Okay.
Kailangan ba i-explain yung choice?
Hindi naman. Well, kung gusto mong i-justify why, pwede din naman.
Depende rin sa kasama ko. Kung kasama ko yung mga anak ko, hindi ko lang naman choice yun. Choice din nila. Kung ano rin yung gusto nila, I also have to take that into consideration.
Yes. And of course, during pre-pandemic, umaalis kayo, I'm sure, no? Nagre-resto kayo, kumakain kayo sa labas.
Yes. Kasama yan ng buhay pamilya.
Oo, correct. For sure. Correct. Ito, condo o townhouse?
Condo.
Mas condo ka talaga, no?
Yun yung buhay namin
Oo nga. At saka nasanay ka na rin, ano?
Yeah.
Nasanay ka na. Adobo or sinigang?
Both.
Both you like. And anong sinigang ba talaga yung super like mo?
Hipon. Sinigang na hipon.
Sinigang na isda, okay. And adobo, of course, adobong baboy.
Yes.
Alright.
Or manok.
Or manok. Prito or ginisa?
Ginisa.
You want the saucy type?
Oo. Tsaka masarap mag-isa. Naaamoy natin yung bawang at sibuyas pag tayo nagigisa.
Yes, totoo. Theater or literature?
Mahirap pumili. Both.
Both talaga. Bakit both?
Mahal natin pareho
Pareho mong namahal siya, no? Na-embrace mo pareho kasi, no? Oo, sige. Eto, jacket. Are you that type or the sleeveless type?
Jacket.
Mas ma-jacket ka, no? Ito, yan, ang ganda-ganda niyang blouse na yan. One piece yan?
Yes.
Diretso hanggang baba. Ang ganda naman. So, okay. Yan yung nami-miss ko sa iyo, Gina. The elegance and the Renaissance type. Yan ang mga gusto ko sa iyo na outfit. Gusto lalo na pag nagtuturo, no. Ito, I don't know if I can ask this question on or off. Sorry, nakalagay kasi on or off. So kung ano man 'yon, 'di ba?
Kung ano man 'yon, syempre doon tayo sa on.
Okay, sa on. Okay, ano mas pine-prefer mo, gising or tulog?
Oh, wow. Pareho nating kailangan.
Kasi chef, so pareho mo need siya.
Yes, kailangan natin ng tulog. Although buhay natin sa UP, masyado tayong sleep deprived. If you remember, Joey, di ba?
Yes.
Na yan ang buhay natin, puyatan. Oo, pero kailangan din natin ngayon, we learn that we also need sleep.
Totoo.
Pero mahirap ang walang gising. Hindi yun nakakatulog.
Okay, magturo o magsulat?
Pareho natin ginagawa Pareho natin ginagawa. Hirap pumili.
So pareho mong like?
In different ways. These are complex tasks. So there are aspects of a certain activity that you enjoy, certain aspects of it that you don't enjoy. But yeah, both are meaningful for me.
Yeah. Internet o mobile phone?
Di ba ang mobile phone may internet din? May internet din ang mobile phone?
Hindi. Kasi, di ba, we started with mobile phones nang wala namang internet. Di ba, parang.
Okay.
So without the internet, yung mobile phone, or internet, but you can use laptop, but without mobile phone. So, ano ka doon? Kasi may mga tao na hindi nabubuhay nang walang cellphone.
Okay. Kasi naman yung cellphones natin ngayon, hindi lang pantawag.
Oo, ang dami na kasi, no?
Doon ako nagbabasa ng libro.
Oo.
Dahil meron naman siyang app for books.
Yes, correct.
Pero kailangan din natin ng internet. That's how we connect with others.
Para lang, So, paano? Pareho.
Kung isa lang pipiliin, I think internet.
Mas kailangan, no? Lalo na sa panahon ngayon. Okay, complete the sentence. Nung bata pa ako, mahilig akong
magbasa.
Okay.
Kasi ako'y mag-isa.
Oo nga. Only child. Only child. Nagwo-work si mommy. So talagang basa.
Mag-isa ako sa bahay. Ang kasama ko ay mga libro ng mama ko.
Oo, grabe, no?
Buhay ko eh.
Oo nga. Kaya talaga na-expose ka sa books.
Gustuhin ko mang makipaglaro sa ibang bata sa labas. Yun ang naging buhay ko dahil
ganda. Ang ganda rin. Ganda. Eto, galit ako kapag
may nagsisinungaling sa akin.
Okay. At nangyari na ba yun?
Syempre.
Kaya nagalit ka na. So for several times nagalit. Parang hindi ko pa nakikitang nagalit kasi si Gina Rani Marquez.
Ganon.
So,
syempre,
nakakatakot ba?
Hindi maiiwasan.
Okay, so hindi maiiwasan. So na-experience mo na kailan yung huli? Matagal na ba?
I think kasi lumalaki na yung mga bata eh. Siyempre pag maliliit, meron talaga yung
okay. So with the kids, so nagagalit ka kapag may ganyan-ganyan sila, no? Mga white lies, no?
Siyempre, ayaw natin yan at gusto natin silang turuan ng tama.
Yes, tama. Correct. Okay, nangihinayang ako kapag
hindi nagagamit ang isang ibinigay sa isang tao sa tamang paraan. Kapag sinasayang ng isang tao ang ibinigay sa kanya. At ito ay kanyang winawaldas. Na maaari naman niya sanang gamitin hindi lang para sa kanyang sarili kundi para sa ibang tao.
Yes.
So, nakakapanghinayang kapag ganun.
Yeah. Ewan ko kung I'm sure naman nagawa mo, tuwing tumatambay ako, usually
nakikipagkwentuhan sa ating mga kasama.
Yes, tama. Kasi ginagawa naman natin
doon sa tapat ng AS.
Sa steps, 'di ba? Sa FC steps.
Ang saya nung tambayan na yun eh.
Grabe, 'di ba? Ang dami nating happy memories doon.
Oo. Tsaka may tambayan din sa third floor, sa labas ng
Yes. Doon sa may Guerrero, doon sa third floor Palma Hall, 'di ba? Sa UP Rep sa labas, 'di ba? Kaya marami rin akong naging friends, sina Carmina Constantino nga naging friendship ko din. Yung mga taga UP Rep kasi mababait din. Kaya naging close kasi aside from Dulang UP, ang dami ko naging friends. Sina Eman de la Cruz, 'di ba?
Yes.
Si Eman, may interview rin ako kay Eman soon. Nakaschedule din. Okay, pagising ko, ang una kong ginagawa ay
manalangin.
Oh yes, of course. Dahil nga may gising, dahil nagising ka for that day at kailangan manalangin, of course. How strong is your faith now? Sobrang intact ba?
Lalo natin kailangan na matibay ang ating pananampalataya. I think lalong kailangang kumapit
Totoo.
sa kung tayo ay merong pananampalataya.
Yeah. Pero matanong ko lang, yung faith mo ba ay Catholic?
No.
No. Ano nga ba yung faith mo, Gina?
Well, it's biblical Christianity.
Okay. So, Protestant? No, hindi, iba.
The denomination is Baptist.
Baptist, okay. All right. Yeah, totoo. Napaka-importante nun na meron tayong ganoon, no? Meron tayong pananampalataya at it should be strong for us to get over with this situation and uncertainty. At sa pangwakas, sino ngayon si Gina Rani Marquez?
Si Gina Rani Marquez ay isang ina, asawa, manunulat.
Ganda. Simple, no? Napakasimple. Isang ina, asawa at manunulat. So talagang nakaakibat na sa'yo ang, of course, when you spread your stories to the others, no, to the readers, you influence na, nagsa-start na yung influences, and hindi natin alam kung paano mo kami na-influence, Gina, but you are substantial in our lives. Sa totoo lang, naiisip kita lagi, no? Kaya lang walang pagkakataon kasi talaga na makapagkita, pero because I valued the gift of friendship that you have with me and with the others in the theater. I'm sure na continuously nakikipag-usap ka pa rin kay Stella. Stella has her own sets of, 'di ba, experiences and wisdom and hardships in life and struggles. Pero positive view pa rin siya, no? Nakapila din siya actually sa interview. So, talagang marami. Kaya nga baka umabot ng 1 year, 2 years, 3 years for all we know. Ang dami ko na palang na-interview na mapapanood natin sa YouTube na lang, no? Makikita natin very conveniently, makikita natin kagad. And maraming salamat kasi na-value ko pa rin yung pagsasamahan natin from the past up to now. And thank you. I really thank you for still continuing me to, to be part of your life pa rin kahit na ganito na yung sitwasyon natin. In the meantime, alam natin di naman to forever. Alam natin this will pass, no? And ma-overcome din natin to. We just have to be strong. And katulad mo, huhugot kami sa iyo ng strength of character mo, and with your wisdom and your experience and your being a mother to kids, no, and to your family, and being a wife also, ay makakapag-inspire ka na sa amin. Anong gusto mong last message para sa mga kung sino man yung makakapanood nito? It may not be during the airing of this episode, but kasi nga permanent na siyang nasa YouTube, makikita nila to, pwede mong balik at balikan. What do you want to say, no? Anong parang inspiring message na pwede mong mai-share, mai-influence sa ating viewers?
Well, I hope that despite the difficult time that we live in, we find strength, and we also find value in who we are and who we are designed to be, and that we continue to care about what we have, what we've been given, and what we have to offer to others.
Ganda. So, I wish you all the best health, Gina, and the best of happiness, even if we are in this struggles and challenges. Pwede pa rin naman natin ma-achieve yun, no, in some litless ways, no? At dito natin ma-appreciate yung mga maliliit na bagay, like conversing, no, magkita lang tayo, may amount of happiness nang naibibigay sa atin, no? Like what I experience now, na sobrang tuwan-tuwa ako na nakita kita finally virtually.
So happy to see you.
Kaya
Grabe.
nga, pero iba pa rin syempre yung kumakain tayo. Di ba na face-to-face, kakain tayo ng gusto nating kainin, magkakape tayo or magtiti, ganon, habang nagchichikahan. Kaya maraming salamat, Gina.
Magkikita
And
din tayo, Joey.
yes, and that ends our convo for today. Anything you want to add more before we say goodbye?
Oh, it was such a pleasure being with you today, and I'm very happy for you too, Joey. At
Thank
tuloy-tuloy lang tayo.
Yes, laban lang, tuloy-tuloy lang. And with that, maraming salamat sa panonood nyo ng Convo, Confessions and Volitions. And we will be back again for next week's episode. Kaya, for now, God bless everyone. Bye-bye. Bye. I'll see you then. Thank you, Gina.
Thank you, Joey.